Mic check. Amy, mic check, please.
Hello, mic check, mic check.
Test, test. Okay, I think you're good.
I gotta get my headphones. Do you see my key? Oh.
Hello, hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Amy left. I already scared her away. Amy, I already scared you away?
Oh, no, I was getting my earbuds. Hello.
Earbuds, good. All right, everyone, hello. I think we're right on time today. I didn't realize it was getting so late so fast. Thanks for joining us. I'm Chad from Turner's Warehouse. On the moderation in the chat and mic'd up is Amy.
What up, yo?
What up, yo? Weird. All right. Couple of announcements before we get started. Hope everyone had a good Memorial Day. Hopefully you were off work. That's good. We are shipping as we speak right now Victory Chuck pre-orders. So if you pre-ordered a Victory Chuck or the inserts or the jaws, they are shipping right now. We will have a few victories left over, and I say a few, I think like 5 or 6 past the pre-orders. They'll be on the website by the end of day today. So if you want one, check them out, because I don't know how soon I'll get another shipment because of the whole tariff thing. It's like slowing everything down, and these already took a while. But here, I'll show this in case. If you don't know what it is, you can also, you don't have to get the whole chuck. You can also just get these 50 mil modular jaws that the inserts go in. And there's 3 different inserts. There's dome, and then there's 2 dovetail, long and short. But you put these in here, and you can tighten it up. And it's a way to like go from one project to another faster. And you can do a little more versatile stuff with the smaller and the larger together. So it's good. We're really glad that those are shipping, because we actually expected those to ship like 2 months ago. Not to us, but to you guys. So they're way late. But they're here and they're going out. So finally, good news. What's next? We do have a cool Father's Day project coming out. It'll be, a video will be released early next week. And the package will be available. It's a knife making project, so that'll be cool. What other things?
You guys are gonna love it. It's great. Easy to do with the stuff you already got in your shop.
Yep. Easy Wood Tools is doing a thing, right?
Yes.
Easy Wood is doing a contest. Is it a contest or a post?
It's a contest of sorts.
So check out Easy Wood Tools for a contest.
I don't think they're going to announce it till June, but we just...
My bad, till June.
That's all right. We just sent out like a little prize package for it, which is awesome.
Yeah, very good.
So if you're a dad, or you know a dad...
If you are a dad or know
watch
a dad,
for that.
That should make everyone.
Beginning of June.
All right, what other announcements, Amy, before we get started?
We have a new video up this week. We did an edit of Dane's...
oh yeah, what did everybody think of Dane last week? I thought he did a really good job. I like his speed. He moves quickly, which I like, so that was fun. We are going to have him again soon. What's wrong?
Are both our volumes a little low, or is it just Chad? Because he has the mic inside his shirt.
Test, test. Test, test. Mic check. How about now, Mike? Michael McEwen? McEwen.
A little low.
We'll try it now.
Both of us are a bit low.
Both are a little low? Test, test, test.
We're going to try and bump it up a little bit.
All right.
It does seem a little low. Like for me to hear it in my earbuds, I have to go full volume to have it be
I moved it up so it's closer to my sound, and I'll talk louder. But yeah, it seemed like Dane did a great job and everybody enjoyed it, so we're going to have him again next month. I don't know the topic yet, but it'll surely be fun. So that's good. we are already preparing for SWAT because it's crazy to think that the year just started and then like in a week it's June. And then SWAT is in August. So like we're already like preparing displays and we're gonna have cool demo stuff there. So we're doing all that. It's a lot of work. So we hope to see everybody there. Oh, I should say, because there's a whole bunch of people going, there will be a prize, not a prize, but there will be something you can claim if you watch these live streams and come to our table. And don't worry if you don't go to SWAT, you'll be able to get them other ways. But there will be something we're going to give away there that you have to mention the Turner's TV club meetings that we have here on Wednesdays. So that'll be fun. What else, Amy?
We have a new pin kit called the Freedom. Did you already talk about that?
Sorry. Oh yeah, SWAT is less than 90 days away.
Yeah, it's crazy.
No, I didn't talk about that. We do have a new pen kit called the Freedom Click. It's a really nice click. We've had the prototypes for probably 6 months, 5 or 6 months at least. It was before the new year.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
So, and we use them in the office. That's how we test stuff. Because if we don't break it or destroy it in the office with everyone using it and clicking on it, and they're real nice. They only come in chrome. They have an American flag on them. That we're going to probably turn next week, I believe, right?
Yeah, we're doing the pin next week. And
so we're going to make them, but they are available if you want to check them out. That's new.
Dane was really excited, so he's coming back in June to do another demo. I think. On the 18th.
Yep.
Yeah, we've got some good sales.
Yeah.
We got the new thing coming up.
Fun stuff.
If you guys are going to SWAT, also, did the volume get better? If you guys are going to SWAT and you want to meet up, can you shoot me an email so that I can kind of estimate about how big the group is going to be so I can make arrangements for us all to have like an evening where we hang out?
You know, we talked about it before, like meeting in a hotel room with like getting pizzas or something. That'd be fun. Just to hang out. Everybody could bring stuff to show off and, you know.
If we can get that.
I'm sure we can. We can even use the lobby. That's what a group did last year.
Yeah, but those people were staying at the hotel, I believe.
Well, so were we.
Yeah, that's true.
The problem with going to a restaurant is no one gets to sit together, so usually you're only sitting by a couple people, and it's louder and more expensive and time consuming. And if we can just all meet up somewhere and have pizza, like we could all chat better, I think. But whatever you guys want to do.
I think you might be Darren's asking, like, question for SWAT is a backpack. Like, what kind of bag to bring? I think a backpack's all right.
Yeah, backpack's good, especially because you're going to find stuff that you're going to want to buy. Every year I'm like, nope, not buying a thing, and then I always buy stuff. It's just that thing. So you'll get handouts from demonstrations you're going to want to keep. You'll get a book if you go to all the classes. You'll probably get a t-shirt if you sign up for everything. And then you're going to probably buy stuff. So I'd say at least bring a backpack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Backpacks are good because you can, if you've got some heavy stuff in it, like you spread the weight on your two arms. I'm a huge fan of backpacks.
All right, shall we get started? This should be a good one. So this is the bowl, just to recap. Well, I didn't say it, but you know, we have a lot of regulars, which is awesome. Let us know who you are. If you're new, let us know it's your first time. But let us know who you are and where you're from, even if you're a regular, because we need to know. But 2 weeks ago, we started this bowl. And we stopped because we had already gone quite a while, and we didn't want to make it a 3-hour live stream. So we're going to finish this today. I think it's going to look good. It's got a nice little shape to it. I put a bunch of sanding sealer on it, if everyone remembers. Funny story. I didn't end the live stream. I went next door and got brushes or something. And I came back and it was still running. So then we were just chatting about how funny it was if anyone was listening. And several people were like, hey, I was listening across the room and never turned it off and came back. So like there was like 5 or 6 people we were chatting with after. It was pretty cool. But we put a bunch of sanding sealer on here, more as like to hopefully stabilize the softwood here a little bit. And I think it did it. It feels pretty hard. But what?
Sorry, I got excited. If you have a Turner's fanny pack and you wear it to SWAT, you get an extra special treat.
Oh, that'll be a bonus.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Turner's fanny packs are bonuses because they're neon green.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll bring a few Turner's fanny packs to give away too.
we absolutely will.
But anyway, it's a mesquite bowl. It's ready to go, I believe. We just got to do a little more work on the bottom, and then we'll give it a quick sand and finish. And we'll take the foot off, which I think is good, because if you haven't done that before, it's good to see. And I do it one way. There's, a million different ways to do everything. Maybe not a million, maybe like 6 or 10. But a lot of different ways to do everything. So let's see. Does that thing look like it's still round?
We were talking about people being regulars, and Homer Lex says, "I'm an irregular."
Yeah, our regulars are irregular. That's a good quote. This thing looks a little.
Indeed.
This thing looks a little like it's maybe changed a little bit shape-wise, which it could have. It was dry, but it wasn't kiln dried, this piece. It was air dried. So you never know. So we may have to do a little work to the outside to kind of true it up, or we just call it good. But let's jump into some stuff here. Now, one thing, boy, so many things going on today. I did put out a video over on my channel about these carbide turning tools from Record. We'll be posting more on here when they're available, which they'll be available soon, I believe, like first part of June. Why'd I even say that? They're available when they get here, because we're not, with those shipping delays and the tariff delays on everything, we're not saying they're going to get here anytime. They'll be here when they get here, right? Because everything's slow.
I was making a face at Chad.
Well, no, I caught myself because I'm like, why would I even suggest that I know when they're going to be here? Because the last things were going to be here in February. They showed up yesterday and today. Split, of course. But I will say I am digging these tools. They're heavy bar, really rigid, so I don't get vibration. So we will have these at SWAT and on the website, of course, but they are sweet. Square, round, diamond, just like every other carbide. But I really like the design. Oh, no. And I probably just chipped it.
Landed right
on the insert. Can you grab that for me?
Yeah, 1 second.
I probably just chipped it. Brand new tool. Hope not.
All right, guys, I'm starting the list then.
What list?
The SWAT list.
Okay. Thank you, Amy.
I have my hair down, and so
Did I chip it?
Doesn't look great.
It looks like there's concrete dust on it. I did chip it a tiny bit. It fell literally right on the edge. Why did I do that?
What not to do?
What's strange is I must have had it on more of the bar because it's perfectly round. The handle is like tri-lobe, but obviously that's where it rolls right there. So I'll set it in the middle here. So yeah, that will be available. We're going to use that thing right now actually to do the bottom of this. We're going to use a couple things. This bowl, so I want to talk about this. I have a bunch of like rough bowls that I need to finish, and I've just been grabbing some every now and then. This one was a little honey locust bowl. Honey locust? Is it locust or locust? I don't know. Anyway, I turned this wet in February up in Colorado, and it was here, so I turned it the other day, and it had a nice shape. It was a nice little deep for small bowl deep, and I went through the bottom taking the foot off, and I was just barely taking little cuts, and it just boop popped loose. And what I know I did, and it all started from the roughing. I roughed it down too deep in the middle instead of coming flatter. And so then I just continued that when I went to finish it. And I wasn't thinking, you always have a thick bottom, so I wasn't really thinking. But man, it was real thin. And I had one little more cut to take off right here. And then I was going to put a foot on it, and I did not have any material. So I went right through it. Now the beauty is, at least we got to put the new bowl finish on this honey locust. And it is nice. It's so smooth. And it's food finish. So that's kind of what can happen when you take your foot off if you don't have enough material. So we're going to try to not do this today. But it's a learning thing always when you do it. You're like, yep, now I remember doing that. Now this one is kind of the opposite. Now this is a little shallower bowl, of course, but it's much flatter in the bottom. It doesn't go down to like a point like that other one did, but it was so deep I was just kind of going to the bottom. So this one I need to take the foot off. And you can see the foot is not much to speak of. I mean, if that's like 4 or 5 mil, I'd be shocked. But it holds it fine because it's not very big of a bowl. It's not very heavy. But I've got enough bottom that I can take this off and still cut a little foot in here to sit for this little tiny guy. And that's some of our acacia that we have. So this is acacia, this is mesquite. You guys picked up a bunch of bowl blanks, so hopefully we'll be seeing some cool bowl pictures. But this stuff is awesome because you can turn it all the way because it's dry.
Laminate a new bottom?
Yeah, I mean, I could do something. It's such a small bowl, I don't know that I will, but you never know.
You'd
So-
just be like, it's a feature.
Yeah, we're featured. So what I want to do here is I want to take a little material. Let's go to the side view here. I want to take a little material off the bottom right here, and then I just want to smooth it all together and kind of give it a little shapeliness. So we're going to start with, and at some point I'm going to switch to having the cam vac on when we sand or get stuff. Let's see here. Is that better light? When we need some dust collection. But before I begin, any questions, comments about anything we talked about or any past live streams that we haven't gotten a chance to go over? Or SWAT, anybody?
Just people are talking about using resin on the bottom and changing their specialty to colanders. Matt said, I think I will change my specialty to colanders.
Yeah, this is a funnel. I mean, I'm a
There's
funnel
some people
maker.
who have turned some funnels.
If I post this on the World Wide Web, I got a hashtag funnel. But it's just a little funnel hole. Yeah, all right, let's get started. And if anything comes up, let me know. We'll go here.
We got a question for you.
Yeah.
Have you ever cast hair?
Have I ever cast hair? No, I have not. I'm sure it's not hard other than you're going to want to like fasten it down mostly, like fasten it, I mean like glue or strapping somehow. Because I have a feeling if you just have it in there and put resin, it's just going to. So I would like make it tight somehow or glue it onto whatever you're going to cast it on.
That's smart.
And then do your thing. But I have not because I don't really want to play with hair. It's just not my thing. But somebody probably wants it. Yeah, this bowl looks a little wobbly. Just a little. So we'll start here in the middle. You know what we'll do is I may have to make a little cut on the side. Although we could probably use the carbide. Let's speed this thing up.
I've started a list.
Amy has started a list.
People at SWAT.
Excellent.
And I've entitled it the SWAT Riffraff List.
The SWAT Riffraff. Is the head of Riffraff here, Myra? I got some news for her. I got to tell her. Myra's the Riffraff leader. Yeah, hear that noise? It's a little out of round-ish, a little bouncy. So something changed on us.
No, I got you, Darren. You're already on my list.
Darren, you didn't have to
Top
ask.
of the
You were already
list.
on the list. It's
I knew you were going, so I marked you down.
once you make the list, you know, you're on the list. So here's that round.
I got Michael McEwen, aka Mr. Gold, Roman and Marquetta, Darren, and Jim on my list.
Now this might bounce me a little bit. Was I blocking the camera there? No. This might bounce me a little bit because it's not as round as when we stopped. Oh, there it is.
Is that a rough and gouge?
Huh?
Is that a rough and gouge?
This is a round carbide. The first tool I was using is a bottom bowl gouge, which essentially is a tiny roughing gouge, if you ask me. It's square like a roughing gouge. It's real shallow. These are 45, although I need to sharpen this one. But I was going to use this round carbide to kind of come in here and clean it up. Let's see what we got. Yeah, we're a little askew. Going to have to kind of be careful here. Now we could use the bowl gouge, of course, to come in here and clean this up. I'm just going to put my power cap on for the time being, and then we'll put the dust collector up when we get a little closer to sanding.
Excuse me.
What's up?
I was talking about how I have a list, and Darren said that's like HR saying they have a file.
A list?
Absolutely, that made me giggle. David, I got you. I'm putting you on the list.
Amy, I might be throwing some dust your way, so be
I know.
be
I'm
aware
about to
of it.
put a respirator on.
Do you want to push this cam back up already?
No, it's all right.
We're real bouncy out here. Let's bring in a bowl gouge. I'm going to see if I can get this to start here a little cleaner. Much easier than a carbide. So all that bounce that I was getting, all that at around here, I don't know if that's the best one. When I was putting my my carbide up to it, you know, it was bouncing it. Whereas once I was able to make a clean cut right on the side with the bowl gouge, I was able to take all that away super easy. So it's pretty nice and smooth in there, and I think we're in good shape. Now we can go back to the scraper and probably clean it up. Oh yeah.
All right, people are asking what the list is for. I'm making a list of everybody who wants to meet up when we're at SWAT. We're probably going to find a place to hang out and get pizza for everybody and just...
And everyone can, like, if you want to bring stuff to show and tell, like, it's always fun to look at cool stuff. Last year people were bringing pens and showing us. It was really fun. Oh yeah, look at that. I don't know if can you see the finish on the inside of that thing? It's smooth. So I'm just gonna basically smooth this out, and then we're gonna go for the
Eric Brown, I
finish.
gotcha. David, probably in the evening, like after the hall closes down, because we'll have to be there until the hall closes down. And then Carlos, SWAT stands for I'll put a link in the chat, but it stands for the Southwest Association of Turners, and they have a big show every year. It's a symposium, really, because there's lots of classes that you can go take and demonstrations you can go watch. But there's also like a huge vendor area, and they cater it with delicious food. And it is in Waco, Texas in August. And it is so much fun. I think why I like it the best, like we've been to AAW, which is also like a really big one and moves around the country. But SWAT is really cool because it feels kind of like a club meeting, but bigger. Like it just has this cool feel to it that makes it, I don't know, it feels like a big club meeting. It's really fun. And they've got a pen turning room and a bowl turning room if you want to go turn while you're there. It's really fun. Thanks, Michael, for putting that link in there. I appreciate you.
Hopefully I didn't block that too much. What I was doing is just pushing on the outside of the bowl to get the very edge of the rim, because I was getting a little deflection. Let's see here.
What? That's cool, Eric.
Hey, I will say this about SWAT. If you're going, there's two things to know. You can go to SWAT and go to the vendor area and walk around the hall and look at the there's
Gallery.
a big gallery expedition. What's the word?
Huh?
Exhibition.
Exhibition?
Not expedition. You can look at that. You can look at the beads for courage, which usually there's like 1,000 of them, all for free. And if you want to go to the seminars, there's a fee. Totally worth it. Normally I might be like, it's $250. I don't know what it is, something like that. It's worth every penny. You get like amazing demonstrations for 3 days. And you can go to whatever you want. So you can go to the same one 3 times. You can go to 9 different ones or whatever. And keep in mind, in the vendor area, I know for a fact, I'm not demonstrating because I demonstrated last year. You have to skip a year. So we're going to be doing demos at our booth all day, every day, just for fun and to show everything. And I know somebody like Stuart Batty also demonstrated last year. He'll have a full lathe with cameras, demonstrating all his tools. So you can watch demos in the vendor area all the time. So even if you don't want to or can't pay the fee to go to the classes and you can still go, I would still go, 100%. Worth every penny. All right, I think we're going to call this good. I don't know if it looks good on camera, but it is really nice in here. Like, we can sand it with some high grit, but it's pretty darn clean. So let's clean up this edge. And I'm going to use my bottom bowl gouge because it's like turning a spindle the way the direction is here.
Jim says from what he's seen so far, he thinks SWAT is going to be real big this year.
Yeah, SWAT is awesome. It's, in my opinion, if you can only go to one, it's the one to go to, but obviously everybody has an opinion.
We booked our hotel like the first night because I was afraid of that.
Look at this. We're cutting, not cutting. So the rim changed. It must have changed elevation a little bit on me. So as dry as this was, it still was able to move.
Hey, Bill. The cover that we use is called the Lathe Buddy. And unfortunately, we don't carry them on our website. But I think Roman is in the chat here, and he is from 3rd Gen Pen. And him and his sister Marquetta from So Amazing? So Amazing. They sell the Lathe Buddies.
That sounds so amazing.
So amazing.
Okay. Now, let's do a little tiny bit of sanding here, because sanding is everybody's favorite. Amy, can you shove that up here carefully for me? So basically just slide the base, don't pick it up, just slide the base and slide this right up to here. So just so everyone can see, this is my dust collector. It's like a little square hood. Goes into the hose, which is in my cam vac. From this side, you know, this is what it looks like.
I thought it was amusing, and then I was like, I think I misspoke.
Amusing or amazing?
Amusing.
Oh, here, we can do
so
over
amusing.
Nope, you can't see it. But
Roman and Marquetta are the masters of puns.
So I'm going to run the cam vac. This is a 2-motor cam vac. I like it nice and close, and that's going to block you a little, so let me turn it. Maybe not bad. And we're just going to do some higher grit, I guess. We'll start at 240. We're not going to do a ton of sanding because 1, it's pretty good, and 2, you guys are more interested in the actual making part, I think. But we'll do this. Oh, I'm going way too fast. But you can hopefully see that dust just goes whoop right in there. So it's pretty nice. Yeah, I know we've talked about SWAT a lot, but it really is a great event. I mean, we got a lot of people from Arizona this year traveling to it.
Hey, speaking of, Mike Taylor just entered the chat.
I think Mike Taylor's going.
Yeah, and his wife.
Yeah, that'd be great. Now I'm just going to look to see if I need to give anything extra attention here.
Oh my gosh.
What?
I just am like having difficulties with my computer.
Huh?
Nothing.
Okay. Nothing at all.
Ken, that's a good excuse to go visit your grandkids if they're right near Waco.
Yeah, and there's a famous couple that lives in Waco, or their show or their store. Gaines is their last name. Do you know who I'm talking about, Amy?
Chip and Joanna.
Chip and Joanna Gaines. And they're somewhere in Waco, because everybody always comes there, and then they're like, we're going to, I forget what it's called, but they're like, we're going to whatever down the street, and that's their store or where their show is. I don't know.
I feel like the only reason why I even know that is because everyone always asks about it, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
My sandpaper went flying. Luckily, the dust collector caught it for me.
All right, David, will do. Yep, Chip and Joanna. I pinned Michael's. I pinned the SWAT.
You pinned what?
Link to the top of the chat, guys. Oh yeah, there is a Dr. Pepper museum there too.
Oh yeah, Carrie mentioned going to that. Little
And it's like a whole thing to get like the OG Dr. Pepper, I guess, formula, right? Magnolia Farms, that's it.
That's the one, yeah.
There's also a Texas Rangers museum.
Things looking pretty good. Okay, we're gonna call that good on the sanding for that part. Oh wait, let's do this a little bit more right here.
Ken is saying drive about 15 minutes from Waco and visit the Heritage Homestead. Also, one of the things that we do every time we go is stop at Buc-ee's.
Oh yeah, Buc-ee's. They're actually putting a Buc-ee's in Arizona.
It auto-corrected me.
This is just a little 3-inch round disc, foam disc. And we just got restocked on all the cling spore paper.
See,
a couple
Ken
days
knows.
ago.
He just said, beaver nuggets. He
Yeah,
knows.
beaver nuggets are awesome. All right, so we're gonna call that good for this purpose. Amy, you want to pull that back for me?
Uh-huh.
That collector.
Mike says he's driving to Kentucky in June and he plans to hit every Buc-ee's along the way.
Mike Taylor?
Uh-huh.
Oh boy. That's a lot of brisket, Mike.
For his daughter. I don't think I've ever had the brisket.
Oh.
There's too many other things there.
So this is not perfect, but it's good enough for us to move on today. Generally, you'll spend a lot of time sanding and finishing. The best thing you can do for yourself is turn it to where it's less tore out or less needing of sanding. It's easier said than done, of course, sometimes. Some woods. This mesquite, I was pretty lucky. Looks pretty good. Is it like cloudy out? All of a sudden it's dark in here.
Yeah, I think the sun went behind a cloud.
I didn't even have
Yay.
lights on because there's a skylight right above me and it was bright in here and then it just got dark. And we don't get a lot of clouds, so that's unusual. But we're losing our skylight because they're going to insulate our roof because it's just wood and whatever. So we're going to lose our skylights, but whatever. Hopefully it'll be cooler.
Heyo! John Magnette's in the chat.
John Magnette, no way. Postal Service, John Magnette. Must be a day off, huh? John, how you doing? Okay, everybody, so we're going to take this bowl and we're going to plop it right on here. Now, ooh, I hope it fits. That was awful loose.
Ken, I feel like that's a good argument.
I've got a
SWAT
tiny bit of room.
is on his wife's birthday, and she's like, you want to go to SWAT on my birthday? And he's like, yeah, but we could see the grands.
Yeah, but
The grandkids.
like, what more could you want than to not have your husband around on your birthday? That sounds great. Oh wait, am I thinking of that wrong?
John's on lunch.
Oh, John. John, keep him busy up there. Good stuff. All right, so I'm just putting some paper towel in here because I don't want to, even though I haven't, good thing I have this magnet.
What'd you drop?
My Allen key. Boop. Even though I haven't put finish on this, I don't want to have to like sand out marks from these little stoppers. Now, a couple of things to note if you've not used one of these. They kind of suck, but they're kind of good too. So, that being said, do not ever, and I'll turn that down right now while I'm thinking about it, do not ever turn fast with one of these. These are remount jaws or coal jaws, or what else do people call them? I forget what the British call them. Anyway, you do not want to turn fast. I have mine with these little square stoppers. These are record power stoppers because they generally come with a round one, and the round ones I find everything just slides right out. Could be me, could be them, I don't know. But these I have real good luck with. That being said, you can still throw a bowl very easily off this because, I mean, especially now I've got paper towel wedged in there. My bowl is like this and my stopper's like this, so, you know, if the bowl was like this, that'd be one thing, but it's just a recipe to come out. So we're going to get rid of some of these tools. And actually, I'll use a little spindle gouge. We'll use a big spindle gouge and a little spindle gouge. I'm going to push this up here, and I've got a pen mandrel saver in here right now, but that's fine. Oh, can't see it. Because all I want is a little pressure without, like, I don't want to dig a hole, so I don't actually want to point anyway. But I'm just going to turn this foot away and then turn a new little foot. I should have enough thickness here that I can leave a little foot here. I do want to sand this too because I've got some marks here that I couldn't see from the chuck.
What is the max speed on those jobs?
The max speed is 600 RPMs is what they say. So if you go faster, you'll have a problem. I mean, you can see it just doesn't look great. But all that being said, they do work well if you're careful and do not go over the speeds and, you know, watch your bowl. I'm not going to have the tailstock away till the very end. So I'm going to give myself the best chance of not throwing it off, if that makes sense. But I'm going 500 right now. I'll bump it up to 6, which is the max. And remember we were talking about, you know, obviously I was in a chuck before or whatever, so it doesn't feel totally round right now either. Let's see what it looks like when I cut. Oh yeah. Let's flatten this off a little bit. Let's grab a bowl gouge and flatten that. Yeah, it's not quite round. I mean, that was 2 weeks ago, so everything's changed a little. We can kind of come in here. Now I'm not going to go all the way to the bottom of the bowl. I want to leave that little lip because I want to be a little more careful with that. And with that slow RPM, I got to go a little slower with my cuts.
Chad, what is the paper towel for?
The paper towel is to keep those rubber stoppers from marring up my bowl finish. Even though we didn't put actual finish on it, I don't want it to like leave marks on my bowl.
Chris, what is your family's business that is selling blanks?
All right.
I should know that, but you should tell us.
Okay. Whoa, watch what you're doing. That's what happens when you look up when you're making the cut. So I should just have a little tiny lip from my foot. Now that was a pretty small foot to begin with, so that's good. But I guess the question is, do I have enough room to leave a foot? And I don't know if I do. So I may not. We may just flatten this off and call it good. Let's give this a little smoother. Now, if I knew I had enough room, I was going to cut in a little bit and leave like a rimmed foot, but I actually kind of think I might be close, and I don't want to run into this scenario again where I think I have room and I don't. Because this is a little tiny bowl anyway, it doesn't really need a foot, it was just for fun. So let's take a look. Looking pretty good. Now, this is a great place where I could use a scraper. Where did I put the scraper? Here's one. This is just a big, you gotta be real careful here. That outside is not exactly round, and I didn't true it up. All right. So what I want to look for is making sure that this is flat, because obviously if this is a bowl and it sits on a table, I don't want it to be wobbly. So it looks like we got to go a little bit closer towards center. So we're going to use the wing again for that. I'm just going to draw this out. And this doesn't need a lot of bottom because it's so small. Okay. Let's see what we got. Let's see. So it looks pretty good. A little sanding, and I think we'll be good to go. And then we got to take that little tiny bit off. Oh, sorry, Amy, we're going to sand for 2 seconds. You just going to power cap it? Or do you want to push that or no?
I do.
It's tough because when I'm just turning for fun, I don't move my dust collector away. But obviously, for the sake of the video, it's not as fun for you to see a dust collector all the time. Kind of blend that in.
Hi, Ronnie. Welcome.
Ronnie, huh? All right, let's see if we're good enough to get this out of here. So we're gonna pull this back. I'm just gonna kind of check it. Oh, see how wobbly it is? Let me tighten her up again. So one thing I wanna make sure I'm doing is when I cut, I either wanna cut that way or that way, because I don't want to push across, because then I'm going to push the bowl out of the holder here. So I can kind of collapse it down, the cut, or try to cut only end grain, or on the end. Oh, there, it already came out. Wow, look at that.
Oh, snapsicle.
See, it went flying even though it was barely moving. All right, we're probably gonna have to use it without the paper towel. That was probably making it a little too slick. So we may get some marks on here, but we can figure that out if need be. I mean, this thing is, it's as tight as I can get it, but it still just wants to slide right out of there. Let's see what we got. I might just have to go slower. I was taking off way too big a bite, I guess. With these bowl gouges, you can remove so much material, and you get going fast and removing big chunks. But sometimes you gotta slow down. So I'm just cutting it away. All right, let's see if we can use the scraper without killing it.
Jake Thompson's in the house. What up, Jake?
Another swatter.
Oh no.
That guy's going to SWAT too. So see, I was worried about marring up my bowl, so I put paper towel in there and then I threw it out of the holder anyway. So I probably would have been better off just to hold it with the rubber. I think we're looking pretty good. All right, we're pretty flat. We'll get that out of the way. See if we can not throw this one on the ground again. No, this is an angle drill that I've had for like, boy, I don't know, 10 years, 12 years at least. I don't even know where I got it.
Yeah, funny story, Ralph. I went to go find the attachment and then I was like, oh, no, we don't have that.
We sell the attachment, the 3-inch and 2-inch foam pad that goes in a drill.
Yeah.
We just don't have this drill. But you can use any drill. The angle drill is just nice for reaching around the corner.
Hey, Willow.
What's that?
Willow's in the house.
Willow, hello. All right.
Oh, that's nice. Mr. Gold says, just goes to show that even the best throw things off the lathe from time to time.
What's that?
I said, Mr. Gold said, even the best throw things off the lathe from time to time.
Oh, who does that? Is he talking about himself? So this mesquite, if you have mesquite in your area, you're lucky because it's a cool wood. It's like so hardy, you know, because it grows in the desert. It has to be tough, right? Let's
Galen
wipe it.
says, I have a Matco air drill that's probably older than Chad.
Well, it probably still works though. The old tools are always amazing. Mm-hmm. And actually, I might be older than you think. I just look really, 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 really young.
True.
But I'm actually not. Hey, will you pull this back?
Mm-hmm.
We're done with it for today. Just pull it towards you. Yeah. So I'm just going to get some of this dust off, but mostly just show off this grain. Look at that. And that was super minimal sanding. If I was going to do more with this bowl, I would sand it a little longer and better, make sure I don't have any lines. But I don't have any glaring problems with it. I would just go over it a little more carefully, I guess. But let's see if...
But if you need the answer to be yes, Darren, then sure, yeah.
Yeah, if you're looking to buy a new angle drill somewhere, go for it.
He said, as a reason to buy more tools, hoping the answer is
I mean,
yes.
don't we all need an angle drill? Okay. So, since I don't have any dust on me, this would be a perfect time to apply some finish, right? I don't have any dust on the lathe. I will say this bowl came out nice. I did have plenty of bottom. I didn't think I did, but I probably got a good close to half on the bottom. For some reason I was thinking it was thinner, but it's a good size and shape.
Darren says that'll look great in Carrie's office.
We'll roll with it. Yeah. You never know, Darren. You never know.
Bye, Ronnie.
All right, this is the fun part because now it gets to look good.
Thanks, Wayne.
Hey, look. Look what I'm using.
Lathe Buddy.
That's our Lathe Buddy drinking game. All right, we're going to use Turner's Bowl finish. We have been putting this stuff on everything. It's this here, Turner's Bowl finish. It's a food safe, made in Idaho stuff. It's really good. Boy, I've been using the heck out of it. It's still over half full. That's
I've been
pretty good.
using it a bunch too.
Yeah, Amy puts it on everything. She's been putting on honey dippers and what else did you put it on?
I really like it. And then I rub the excess into my hand because it makes my hands
It's kind of like
nice
lotion,
and
huh?
soft.
But yeah, I don't wear gloves with it because it's all natural and whatever.
It's really nice.
But look at this.
And she's
So-
a beekeeper. She makes it with beeswax from her bees.
That's how Bert started. So I just rub it in. It's kind of like if you used to use, or if you still use Odie's oil. You rub it on, let it sit, rub it off kind of a thing. That's exactly what we're doing here. We're going to rub it on. I should have done the inside first. Here, I'm going to set this up here. There we go. But I kind of put on probably more than I need to because it goes a long way. And you can keep spreading it around. Typically for the first few minutes, I'll look for it to dry. And if there's a dry spot, since my fingers are all covered in it, I'll just rub it down. But that allows it to really soak in. Because some of this wood, especially this is dry wood, it's thirsty stuff, man. It soaks it up like crazy. But this bowl already looks better just with this sloppy finish I put on it here. So I'm going to just kind of squeegee it up, put it on the outside.
I like that bowl. It's good shape.
Yeah, it came out nice. For a 2-week in-between project, we picked it right up. Get that rim soaked in. Obviously, anywhere there's end grain, it'll soak in a little more. So just keep slathering it around. And you don't have to do it with your hand. You could certainly use gloves. But look at how, see if I can get it here. Like, we did not sand much. And you can see that wood is pretty darn smooth. That's with it rubbed off. So just
Who knows, Roman?
rub it on down.
He said, my TV froze on me. What was that about a drinking game?
The Lathe Buddy drinking game. Every time we use a Lathe Buddy, everyone has to take a drink.
That's a good idea for us because we got to stay hydrated. More water right now because it's getting hot in Arizona.
Yeah, it sure is. What's everybody's temps like? Because it is in the hundreds here now. It's here to stay, it seems like.
Mark says it's supposed to rain this weekend,
Oh, that'd be nice.
and I'm so here for it.
So here it is, rubbed up. There's a lot on the inside, so I'm just going to keep moving it around. But I will now let this sit a while, just kind of like this. I'll take a look at it if I see a dry spot. Yeah, everybody know what I mean by dry spot? Like you look at it and it literally looks like it's nothing on it because it sucks it in. You've probably seen it with other things on finishes. But look at that mesquite. Super cool stuff. Cool wood. But we'll buff this off, and by buff it I just mean with a cloth. I'm not going to like take it to a buffer or anything.
Oh.
I will just, I got it on my control board here. Sorry.
Man, you guys are having good weather. Jim says big rain here the last 2 days, sitting at 79 degrees.
Oh, wow.
Darren says the last week has been 60 to 70-ish with rain in Kansas.
But this is how I finished my last probably 10 bowls, maybe more-ish. And the stuff is really good. This was one coat. Amy put this on after I cut the bottom off, just to see how this honey locust looked with it, and it is nice. So that's, here's an acacia that's dry. Obviously that one's still wet, but I'll let this sit a while. I always wipe it off like within a couple hours at the most. Usually it's probably about an hour. I'll take the excess and wipe it off. Then the next day I typically will apply a second coat and let it sit an hour, wipe it off. And that's it. It works really well. It's easy to repair if somebody is using a bowl for like food or kitchen or whatever. You can always add a little more and just rub it in. It doesn't take a lot of skill to apply the finish. And there you have it. Bowl. What do you guys think? Bowl turning, pretty easy. You just got to learn the steps. You got to learn your tools. Whatever your tools are, you want to see what you've got that'll work. You don't have to have the same tools as me or anybody else you see on YouTube. Use what you got. I've said it before, we get people all the time who come in and they're like, yeah, I've got a Harbor Freight lathe and a piece of pipe that I made into a bowl gouge, and then they're turning like crazy awesome stuff. So you don't need everything fancy. We're super lucky here to be at the store. We have all the fancy stuff and fun stuff, but use what you got. Don't stress about it. You can always make it work. And turning is just practice, because some of the best turners use the craziest old stuff that is way out of date for metal technology and tool technology, but it doesn't matter because they're awesome at it and they just do whatever they want.
We have a lot of votes for you to fix the funnel.
Fix the funnel?
Mm-hmm. Like repair that bowl.
Yeah, I guess I might. I mean, I don't know. It wouldn't be that bad, I guess. I guess I'd just turn that flat off of there and glue a piece on and turn it, right? Like reshape it.
Have you ever tried True Oil on pen projects?
True Oil on pen project? No, I have not. No. I know True Oil is pretty popular. I can't remember if I've ever even used True Oil. There's a lot of things with finishes out there where they put a lot of additives in finishes to make them cure faster. So you got to be careful. That's why some stuff isn't food grade, because there's dryers and polymers and different whatever. I'm not a scientist, so I don't know the words, but there's different things in them. So, a lot of tongue oil finishes have like little to no tongue oil in them. So you got to be careful about that, because they just call it a tongue oil finish even though there's no tongue oil or barely any. It's really weird. So if you buy tongue oil, you want to look for pure tongue oil. Like this is a new one, Tallahassee tongue oil. We're going to be carrying this soon. 100% tongue oil, grown in the U.S. actually, in Florida.
Oh, that's cool.
But there is nothing added to this other than tongue oil. So it takes a while to dry, tongue oil, but it's really cool. It's a real durable, nice finish if you do it right. So just with your finishes, just keep an eye on what's in them, But yeah, I know that's a good one, but I haven't ever used it. All righty, everybody. Amy, anything else?
If there's anybody else that's here in the chat that's going to go to SWAT and wants to be part of the Riff Raff meetup, let me know. I will add your name to the list.
Good stuff. We got some good demos planned for SWAT.
What would you use to finish cedar?
What would I use to finish cedar? That's a good question. I don't know that I've ever finished cedar with anything. Does anybody have any cedar finish tips? That's a good one. I don't know.
Taylor is like made from tongues.
Yeah, you know how many tongues it takes to make that bottle of tongue oil, Mike? So many tongues. I'm sorry, I don't have any cedar tips. I don't know about that one. Cedar's one of those woods, I feel like you leave it unfinished a lot, but maybe not. You could probably use anything. I know it's very absorbent, so it probably would be good with just about anything. Okay, next week we're doing a pen, the new Click pen. It's pretty cool. I like it. It's pretty cool. We'll do a couple of those, and then we're back the next week. So next week we'll see you at 1 o'clock. Let Amy know if you're going to SWAT, and we'll talk to you later.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, y'all.
Oh,
What?
is it still on?
Yeah, it's still on.
Oh, I was just going to say.
The voice is still on.
I think you talked about at some point that we are getting a remodel. So at some point, if they do come to remodel, there might be changes to the live stream schedule.
That's a good point
Say
Amy
that out
made.
loud.
We are getting our roof insulated, and we do have an air conditioner now. So there could some week in the near future be a disruption where we have to move the date or skip a week, but we're going to try not to do that, and so far we haven't. But that could happen. But it's all for the sake of not dying of heat. So we'll let you know.
Stay
All right, everybody,
hydrated
thanks.
out there, everybody.
Remember sunscreen.